Episode 4. Defeating the demon and returning to his roots. After mastering his cloud-somersault ability, Wukong swiftly returned to Flower Fruit Mountain. As he descended from the clouds, he heard the haunting cries of cranes and the mournful howls of monkeys. His heart sank. Rushing toward the sound, he called out, "Children, your king has returned." From every corner of the mountain, monkeys of all sizes came rushing toward him, their faces filled with relief. Bowing before their king, they cried, "Great king, you've been gone for so long and we've been living in fear. A terrible demon has taken over our water curtain cave, tormenting us day and night. Many of our brothers and sisters have been captured. If you hadn't returned, our home would have been lost." Anger flared in Wukong's eyes. "What demon dares to terrorize my mountain? Tell me, and I will take him down." The monkeys explained, "The demon calls himself the Demon King of Chaos. He lives to the north of here. He travels with clouds, storms, and lightning, so we do not know how far his lair is." Wukong, his rage boiling over, declared, "Wait here. I will handle this." With that, he leapt into the air, somersaulting his way to the demon's mountain fortress. Soon, Wukong arrived at a towering mountain, jagged and intimidating. The landscape was wild and untamed. Steep peaks pierced the sky, and deep valleys disappeared into shadow. Dragons slumbered peacefully on one side, and tigers lay docile on the other. It was a place both majestic and deadly. As Wukong descended, he heard voices echoing from below. He followed the sound and soon found himself at the entrance of a dark cave. Guarding the entrance were several small demons, but upon seeing Wukong, they scattered like leaves in the wind. "Stop!" Wukong shouted. "Tell your master that Wukong, the Monkey King of Flower Fruit Mountain, has come to settle a score." Terrified, one of the demons hurried into the cave, reporting to his master, "Great King, there's trouble. The Monkey King is outside, demanding to see you." The Demon King, lounging on his throne, laughed. "So the so-called Monkey King has returned. What's he like?" The demon answered, "He's unarmed, dressed in a red robe with a yellow sash, and wears black boots. He doesn't seem like a monk or a Taoist, but he's certainly bold." Amused, the Demon King donned his armor, grabbed his great sword, and marched outside, calling out, "Who dares to challenge me?" Wukong stood his ground, staring down the towering figure of the Demon King. He was clad in a golden helmet, a flowing black robe, and iron armor that gleamed in the sunlight. He wielded a massive sword, and his menacing presence made him look like a war god descended from the heavens. Wukong smirked. "You, Demon King, have you not heard of Wukong? Today I'll show you what real power looks like." The Demon King scoffed. "You, a little monkey, think you can stand against me? You don't even have a weapon." With a gleam in his eyes, Wukong replied, "My fists are strong enough to reach the moon. I don't need a weapon to deal with you. Now face me." The two clashed in a fierce battle, fists flying and feet kicking. Though the Demon King was larger, Wukong's agility gave him the upper hand. Every time the Demon King tried to strike with his massive sword, Wukong dodged effortlessly, countering with quick punches and kicks to the demon's weak spots. Enraged by Wukong's speed, the Demon King raised his sword high and slashed at Wukong's head. But Wukong was faster. He pulled a handful of hairs from his head, chewed them, and spat them into the air, shouting, "Transform!" Instantly, hundreds of tiny Wukongs appeared, swarming the Demon King like a storm of bees. The Demon King, caught off guard, found himself surrounded. The mini Wukongs pulled at his legs, punched his stomach, and even yanked at his nose and ears. The once mighty Demon King was reduced to a confused mess, unable to defend himself. Seizing the opportunity, Wukong grabbed the Demon King's sword, and with one powerful strike, split the demon in two. The battle was over. With the Demon King defeated, Wukong led his monkey army into the cave, where they freed their captured brethren and retrieved their stolen treasures. Wukong, victorious, restored order to the mountain. He then set the cave ablaze, reducing the Demon King's lair to ashes. As they returned to Flower Fruit Mountain, the monkeys cheered, celebrating their king's triumph. They bowed before him and showered him with praise. Wukong, standing tall, smiled proudly. "Today we have reclaimed our home. From now on, we will not fear any invader." The monkeys cheered, hailing him as their eternal protector. With peace restored, Flower Fruit Mountain was once again a paradise for Wukong and his subjects. But Wukong's journey was far from over. As the festivities continued, the sky darkened and the wind whispered of greater challenges yet to come.